Hello, and thank you for joining me today. We are about 2 weeks before the official appearance of winter, so I want to talk about some winter season health tips today. I know that living in Colorado, we are blessed to have a full range of all the seasons, and winter can be different every year. It might arrive early, it might arrive late, and it might linger well into March, April, or even May, and sometimes it's rarely done early here. I've had the blessing of living in Texas and New Mexico and Arizona, so I've experienced several different types of winter seasons, and of course Arizona was the most different because it was mild the entire year. So as I got back to Colorado and had to really embrace the winter season, I've learned to really practice some of the winter health tips and techniques that I've picked up through the years from other wise women. So I'd like to share a few of those with you today. As we go into winter, there's a shift, the dietary shift is not so much different from fall because we're still eating the foods that we collected from the fall harvest and have stored. In my younger days, my grandparents had cellars where they would store the root vegetables and of course all the canned things that my grandmother put away from the summer and the fall harvests. So we ate that because there weren't many foods that grew in the winter, especially in the Texas Panhandle. And same with Colorado, that once the fall harvest is done, we need to save those root crops and winter squashes to sustain us through the winter. So it's a challenging time, an exciting time, and it can be a very delicious time to savor the flavors of the winter season. So wisdom teaches us that if we have cold weather, we need warm foods. And if we have warm weather, hot weather, we need cool foods, warm weather, cool foods. So when we follow this, that supports our internal system. Our digestion is more complete and more efficient, and we tend to boost our immune system when we work with how our body was designed and created. So the tip that I follow is to prepare, protect, and prevent. So I want to share some tips with you that maybe you can upgrade your wellness program to include these principles and stay healthy all through the winter. The biggest shift that we notice is the time change. The days get much shorter and the nights are longer. And this is so important for us to take advantage of that additional rest time because the body is really coming down from summer and fall activities where we've been extremely active in the warmer, hotter weather with our playtime, our work time, our outdoor time. And so this calmness of winter gives us an opportunity to rebuild and restore and revitalize our internal bodies so that we can be ready for spring when it comes again. It's interesting to watch how we've adapted to our modern day life. I know that winter traditionally is a slower, quieter, calmer season, but our current calendar would not reflect that. I talk with many women who just groan with all the activities that have popped up on their December calendars, and they don't know how they're going to get through all of them. So our progressive society is taking us further and further away from nature's calm, simple lifestyle of winter. So it helps when we bring some of that into our schedules to the best of our ability, and our health will definitely benefit from that. So a few nights a week, go to bed a little bit earlier, and if it's possible, sleep in until your body naturally wakes up, which sunrise is later. So even if you get up at sunrise, you've added some sleep time and repair time to your body, which your body will thank you later. Another area that we notice a change, I mentioned a little bit earlier, are the dietary choices. So as we are adding soups and stews to our menus rather than the cool, crisp salads that we enjoyed in the summer and the fall, we're helping our digestion because it likes those warmer foods in the colder days. So put the salads away and embrace some of the winter foods. Winter greens are an interesting food. They're not the best raw in salads. Sometimes they can be difficult for some people's digestion because they are so fibrous. So a great way to get those greens into your menus is to very lightly wilt them in a little shallow skillet with a little bit of olive oil, and just wilt them until they're just not crisp anymore. And I do this frequently for breakfast, and I will put my poached egg over the top of my salad greens and wilted greens and have a wonderfully nutritious breakfast and still get my greens in. So there are lots of ways that we can hack the standard American diet and get healthy meals in this cold season and have a variety of foods. Diversity is huge in our diet from a nutritional standpoint because we get a wide range of nutrients, and that just helps support our gut health. And I'm sure all of you have heard that sickness, illness, disease begins in the gut. So we want to choose foods through the winter that will support a healthy digestion. And the warmer foods, the diversity of foods, definitely will support a healthy gut through this time of year. So another area that we can modify in the winter is our fitness level. Like I said, we were more active in the summer and the fall. And even for those of you that go to the gym, you might really be doing some vigorous and rigorous workout routines. And in the winter, you might consider just being a little bit easier on your body, maybe focusing more on stretching routines or some Tai Chi or yoga. Years ago, I taught dance, and so I still like to incorporate some of the ballet stretches and moves in my workout routine. And if we take the first 5 to 7 minutes every morning, as soon as our feet hit the floor from getting out of bed, just do a few stretches. Just get that metabolism set for the day so you don't feel sluggish as the day goes on. That makes a world of difference. But just a thought to consider that perhaps you can, as we modify our diets, we modify our sleep patterns, maybe modify your workout program as well through the winter so that you have a variety of workout programs throughout the entire year. I grew up on a farm in the Texas Panhandle, and I don't think I thought about it as a child listening to my parents, but they really they just embraced everything each season had to offer, and they watched the environment around them. And I found a few of the old Farmer's Almanac winter predictions for the weather, and farmers really kept a close eye on that. And a couple of them just, they humor me now, and I think there probably is some truth to them, but living in the city, I don't pay attention like my parents did when I was a kid. One of the beliefs and sayings from the Farmer's Almanac was, "A clear, star-filled sky on Christmas Eve will bring good crops in the summer. Snow on Christmas means Easter will be green, and a green Christmas means a white winter." So we'll watch. If we have a white Christmas, we might have a green winter, green Easter. So I think that those early people were so much more in tune to the environment around them than we are today, because we have so many conveniences, we have so much technology that we don't really spend the time in nature just listening and watching. I know one thing my dad would always comment on, would watch the cattle or watch the farm animals, and the earlier that they got their winter coat, we knew that winter was going to come early because Mother Nature was taking care of her animals, and we humans can learn a lot by watching the nature around us. So I hope that some of these tips will help you to prepare, protect, and prevent the unwanted illnesses of winter, and that you'll have a vibrant winter season, a joyful Christmas, and that you'll enjoy some new foods, try some new recipes with the winter with winter foods. Those, again, they're listed in my book, which is available on my website, wellnessforallseasons.com. And try something new. Be bold, be adventurous, and maybe as we go into the new year, we'll be preparing our bodies for a new year, making decisions for how to maintain and retain our health. So let's start now. Just do a few simple things. You don't have to reinvent your program, but even the simple things can make a big difference for a healthy winter. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.